Carter Blake wasn't the kind of man who believed in ghost stories. He was logical, structured, an insurance field adjuster from the city, trained to assess damages, file reports, and minimize risk. That day had been like any other. He had driven out to Duskfield, a remote, half-abandoned town 2 hours north of the city, to inspect storm damage on a crumbling old property. The job was boring. The air was stale. The town felt frozen in the 1980s. By the time he finished his inspection, the sun was beginning to set, casting the narrow roads in an orange, dying light. He typed home into his GPS. The route loaded, then rerouted. Alternate route found. Estimated time saved, 14 minutes. It directed him through a side street he hadn't noticed before. A narrow road tucked between tall hedges and sagging willow trees. Ashmere Lane. Beneath the rusted sign, someone had painted in red, "No through road. Do not enter after sunset." Carter scoffed. Small towns and, at first, it seemed like any neglected road, cracked pavement, wild grass pushing through the sidewalk, and run-down houses with fading paint and crooked shutters. But within moments of entering the street, something felt wrong. The houses looked inhabited, cars in driveways, lights faintly glowing behind curtains, yet there were no signs of life. No children, no barking dogs, no music, no TV glow, not even the hum of electricity. It was the kind of silence that pressed against your ears. Then the fog began to roll in, not from behind or ahead, but from the sides, like the street was being swallowed. Carter turned up the AC, rolled his windows up, and kept driving. Then the engine coughed, once, twice, then died. The dashboard lights flickered and went black. His phone buzzed. GPS signal lost. No cellular network available. He cursed under his breath. Of course, middle of nowhere. He stepped out of the car, and that's the absence of sound. No wind, no birds, no city hum in the distance. Only his own breathing. Carter looked around. Everything looked the same as it did moments ago, but subtly off. One house had its curtains drawn a second ago. Now they were open. Another had 2 porch lights. Now it had none. He walked a few steps. A mailbox caught his eye. _17 Grayson. He kept walking, hoping to find someone. Anyone. But 5 minutes later, that same mailbox was in front of him again and again. Each time, the street grew a little more distorted. Windows looked like painted illusions. Street lamps were bent at unnatural angles. The road felt longer, the air thicker. His breathing grew shallow. Then came the whisper, soft, feminine, right behind him. "You left us." He spun around. No one. Then he looked at his phone. The wallpaper, once a city skyline, had changed. It was now a grainy photo of a boy. Himself. A headache pulsed behind his eyes. He dropped to his knees, clutching his head as flashes hit him. A girl with red hair. The sound of laughter in the woods. A wooden swing creaking. A scream. Running. Darkness. The name surfaced. Elsie. He had been here before. Summer 1997. He was 9. After his mother died, his father had brought him to stay with an aunt who lived on Ashmere Lane. He had made a friend, Elsie Klein. Bright, wild, strange. She believed in magic, in cursed places, in the idea that Ashmere was alive. "It remembers everyone who walks it," she had whispered. "If you leave, it brings you back." One day, they had explored the woods behind the street. Only Carter returned. His family moved away weeks later. Until now, he had completely forgotten. Carter wandered deeper. The street no longer followed logic. He walked in circles, yet never returned to the car. Houses melted into each other. Streetlights flickered and hummed with voices. Mailboxes whispered his name. And then he saw them. Figures, lining the sidewalks. Dozens of them. Pale, faceless silhouettes. Some tall, some childlike. All still. Then one stepped forward. A girl. Red hair. Freckles. Elsie. "You came back," she whispered. "It never lets go." Carter trembled. "You're not real." Her smile was sad. "Neither are you. Not anymore." Behind her, the faceless figures began to move, turning toward him, their heads tilted, mouths opened too wide, and in unison, "You left us, Carter. You forgot. Now you remember." He ran. Fog chased him like a living thing. Each turn led him back. Back to number 17 Grayson. Back to Elsie. Back to the same cracked sidewalk. The same flickering lamp. He screamed into the void. "I'm not supposed to be here!" A voice answered, his own from behind him. "But you never left." He turned, saw himself, younger, blood on his hands, eyes wide in terror. Then silence and daylight. He was outside the lane, on the main road, breathing hard, clothes soaked in sweat. His car, parked neatly, engine idling, as if nothing happened. Carter never spoke of Ashmere Lane. He quit his job, moved back to the city. He told himself it was a dream, a breakdown, a hallucination. Until the signs began. His phone wallpaper changed to Elsie's face. Every clock in his apartment stopped at 6:42 p.m. His front door creaked open, even when locked. Then, at exactly 2:17 a.m., every night, footsteps, soft, careful, just outside his bedroom door. Final part, the vanishing. 6 months later, neighbors called police. Carter hadn't been seen for days. Officer Malone arrived at his apartment. Door unlocked, lights flickering, phone recording, live stream running. No sign of Carter. Only a note. "I walked it again. I turned left this time, and I saw where the lost ones go." Under it, a sketch of Ashmere Lane, with hundreds of eyes, all open, and a voice from the phone speaker. He remembers now.